Hey, I'm Bassmaster Pro Jimmy Mason. Today I want to talk to you about one of my favorite ways to fish in the late spring. You know, when the bass come off the bed, then the shad spawn really kicks in, and that is a morning bite. You know, right off the bat in the morning, you want to get there really early, and just, you know, depending on your lake, fish grass, fish rocks. On this lake, we have a lot of the bank grass. This is a water willow, and that's one of the great places with the shad spawn. You know, I like to fish it with a swim jig. It's one of my favorite ways to fish it because you can make long casts with it. You can throw it way back in the grass, you know, back in the holes against the bank, and reel that thing real fast. One thing I like to do is I use a little heavier than a lot of people. This is a 3/8. You know, that lets me throw it way back in the grass. This is a Booyah Boo Jig, and with a Yum Pulse trailer. I break off about 1 inch off the head and thread it up there. It's got a good meaty body, so it holds it well. It's not going to slide off of there, you know, the white color to imitate the shad. And I'll fire it back as close to the bank as I can and bring it, you know, just with rod tip high, 65-pound test, vicious braid, and pump that thing real fast as I'm reeling, continually reeling and pumping and keeping the jig right on the top of the water. Another thing that's really key that time of year is I'm going to have my Hydrowave on. You know, whenever I'm fishing a shad spawn, I'm going to fish with a surface bait setting. The neat thing about the Hydrowave, you know, the shad spawn will start to die off once the sun gets up and the sun gets on the water and you start losing the shade. But by running that Hydrowave, you're going to keep that going an extra 15, 20, even some days 30 minutes. You're going to continually see the shad come in with your bait. And that, you know, by having it where you can extend that bite like that, it can really get you some extra fish. And some days in a tournament, you know, that you'll catch that key fish in that time period that you may not have caught him otherwise without the Hydrowave. Well, like I said, what I like to do, I like to make as long a cast as I can and just pumping and winding all the way back. I like to use a fast reel. This is a 6-4-1 Lew's Tournament Pro, where you make really long casts. 7-4 medium heavy action rod, where you just got a little bit of tip so that when you get bit, it's got some flex with the braid, but it's also got a lot of backbone to get the fish up and out of the grass.